My beloved soul, listen carefully, because this is not a random message and this is not emotional motivation. This is a divine interruption, a sudden announcement breaking into your waiting season, something that was decided in heaven before you pressed play. The reason your heart feels alert right now is because the wait you thought was endless has already been concluded in the spiritual realm. What you experienced as delay was never denial. What felt like silence was never abandonment. God has been working quietly, intentionally, and decisively behind the scenes. And now the results are beginning to surface. Right now, you have waited longer than you thought you could. You questioned whether love was meant for you. You wondered if you misunderstood the signs, if you imagined the connection, if you were foolish for holding on to hope. But hear this clearly. God never wastes a sincere heart. He never delays without purpose. Every pause you endured was protection. Every closed door was redirection. Every moment of confusion was preventing a collision with the wrong timing. And now the season has shifted. The waiting room has emptied. The order has been released. God is removing every obstacle between you and your soulmate. Not gradually, not someday, but now. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment. What you are feeling is not coincidence. It is confirmation. Heaven is moving pieces you could not move yourself. Emotional barriers are being dismantled. Third-party interference is losing authority. Fear that once controlled decisions is being silenced. Misunderstandings that caused distance are being exposed and dissolved. When God removes obstacles, He does not negotiate with them. He commands them to move, and once He does, they do not return. You were never forgotten. You were never overlooked. You were being prepared. The reason it felt heavy was because your soul was outgrowing old patterns. The reason connections kept ending was because they could not carry the future God was reserving for you. And the reason your heart still believes, even after disappointment, is because the promise was real. God does not allow a true soul bond to dissolve permanently. He allows it to mature. Stay with me till the end. Something powerful is waiting for you, because this message is not just about reunion. It is about restoration. Restoration of trust, restoration of peace, restoration of your ability to receive love without fear of loss. God is not only removing external obstacles, He is removing internal resistance. The walls you built to survive are being gently lowered. The defenses that once protected you are being retired. You are no longer in survival mode. You are entering alignment. My beloved soul, the person connected to you has also been going through separation, pressure, and awakening. God does not align two souls until both are able to recognize truth without confusion. What is happening right now is not rushed. It is precise, and precision always feels sudden after a long wait. That is why this moment feels intense, because the delay has ended. Do not leave yet. Heaven has more to reveal. The resistance you felt around this connection was not rejection. It was interference, and interference is temporary. When God gives an order, the distractions that kept you apart are losing power. The emotional fog is clearing, the timing is aligning, and what once felt impossible is becoming inevitable. God is stepping between what stood in the way and saying, enough. You may notice shifts in your thoughts, a calm replacing anxiety, a clarity replacing confusion, a quiet confidence returning without explanation. This is your spirit recognizing movement before your mind catches up. Heaven always moves in the unseen first, and when it becomes visible, it feels sudden. But it was planned, my beloved soul. If you remain till the end, the final word will change everything. Because this connection is not returning to test you, it is returning to align with you. God is not repeating cycles, He is closing them. What is coming carries peace, not pressure, certainty, not confusion, stability, not fear. My beloved soul, the wait is over. Not because you forced it, not because you chased it, but because heaven decided the time was right. And what God joins together after preparation cannot be stopped by anything that once tried to stand in the way. My beloved soul, what God is doing now goes deeper than what your eyes can see, because removal is not noise, it is authority. And when heaven removes an obstacle, it does not announce it to the world. It announces it to the spirit. That is why this season feels quiet yet heavy with meaning. You may not see dramatic signs outside, but inside something has already shifted. God is addressing roots, not symptoms. He is touching the very reasons things could not move before. Some delays were caused by fear, some by timing, some by emotional residue from the past, and some by spiritual opposition. You were never meant to fight on your own. God waited until you were strong enough not to beg for what was promised, wise enough not to chase what must come willingly, and healed enough not to sabotage what is finally aligning. Now that alignment has begun, nothing can reverse it. You must understand this clearly, my beloved soul. When God removes obstacles, He does not just clear the road. He recalibrates direction. Some things you wanted earlier would have taken you away from your purpose. Some people you desired would have delayed your destiny. God withheld not because He is cruel, but because He is precise. And now, because your heart has matured, because your discernment has sharpened, because your spirit no longer confuses intensity with love, heaven has released what was once restrained. This is why the movement feels sudden. This is why clarity is replacing confusion. This is why old emotional attachments are losing their grip without effort. God is detaching you gently because force is no longer required. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment. You are not imagining the peace that is beginning to settle. You are not wrong for feeling calm instead of desperate. That calm is confirmation that God is involved. When something is from heaven, it does not arrive with chaos. It arrives with alignment. The obstacles that once blocked communication are being dissolved. The misunderstandings that created distance are being corrected. The pride that kept silence alive is being softened. God is working on both sides simultaneously, quietly and effectively. And because it is divine, it does not need your control to succeed. You may have wondered why nothing moved even when you prayed, why silence remained even when your heart was sincere, why effort did not produce results. But hear this truth now. Some things cannot move until God moves them. Some doors cannot open until heaven touches the lock. And now that touch has happened, the resistance has been addressed at its source. The timing has aligned with purpose. The emotional readiness has met spiritual permission. This is not a coincidence. This is orchestration. Stay with me till the end. Something powerful is waiting for you, because the obstacle removal happening now is also about identity. God is separating you from the version of yourself that accepted crumbs, confusion, and inconsistency. You are no longer compatible with half love. You are no longer able to settle for a uncertainty, and because of that internal shift, anything that cannot meet you in truth must move out of the way. God is not just bringing someone closer to you, He is bringing you closer to yourself. And when that happens, alignment becomes inevitable. My beloved soul, the reason you survived the waiting is because the waiting refined you. It taught you patience without bitterness. It taught you hope without obsession. It taught you strength without hardness. And now that refinement is becoming visible, God never refines without rewarding. He never stretches without restoring. What is coming will not drain you. It will stabilize you. It will not confuse you. It will confirm you. And the obstacles being removed now are ensuring that when connection happens, it happens cleanly, clearly, and correctly. Do not leave yet. Heaven has more to reveal. There were unseen hands that tried to interfere with this alignment. Distractions that almost pulled you away. Fear that almost convinced you to shut down. Voices that almost rewrote your belief in love. But none of them succeeded, because what is protected by God cannot be destroyed by delay. You were never losing time. You were gaining wisdom. And now wisdom has met opportunity. You may soon notice synchronicities increasing, thoughts aligning without effort, a sense of readiness replacing uncertainty. These are not signs to rush. They are signs to trust. God is not asking you to force anything. He is asking you to stay open. The removal of obstacles is creating space, not pressure. Space for honesty, space for recognition, space for love that does not need to prove itself through struggle. My beloved soul, if you remain till the end, the final word will change everything. Because what God is doing now is irreversible. Once heaven clears a path, it does not rebuild the walls. Once God confirms timing, He does not reconsider. The season of waiting has completed its assignment. The season of movement has begun, and this movement carries peace, certainty, and divine order. You are not behind. You are right on time, my beloved soul. Now listen even more deeply, because what God is doing at this stage is not about speed, it is about accuracy. When heaven removes obstacles, it does not rush the outcome. It secures the foundation. That is why this phase may feel strangely still on the outside, while intensely active on the inside. God is aligning hearts before aligning paths. He is correcting perception before correcting circumstances. He is ensuring that when the connection moves forward, it does not collapse under misunderstanding, fear, or old wounds. This is the level of care God applies when something is sacred. You are not being delayed again. You are being established. There were emotional patterns within you that once reacted instead of responded. There were moments in the past when love triggered survival instead of safety. God has been gently addressing those internal reflexes. He waited until you no longer needed reassurance to feel chosen, until you no longer equated silence with rejection, until your peace became stronger than your fear of loss. And now that inner alignment has occurred, the external alignment can safely follow. God never connects two souls while chaos still controls the heart. He waits until calm becomes the default state. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment. The clarity you feel is not temporary. It is earned. You have crossed an internal threshold. That is why old triggers no longer have the same power. That is why memories that once hurt now feel distant. That is why you are no longer trying to force outcomes. This emotional maturity is not accidental. It is the requirement for what is coming. God is removing obstacles by removing immaturity, confusion, and fear from the equation. What remains is truth. You must understand this. Some obstacles were not external people or situations. Some obstacles were expectations formed from past pain. God has been reteaching you how love is meant to feel. Not anxious, not dramatic, not unstable, but grounded, safe, consistent. And because your nervous system is learning peace, you are now compatible with the kind of love that does not hurt. That compatibility is what activates divine timing. Heaven does not release a gift that the receiver cannot sustain. Stay with me till the end. Something powerful is waiting for you, because this is where many misunderstand the process. They think obstacle removal means instant reunion. But divine love is not rushed. It is secured. God is ensuring that when paths cross, recognition is clear. No mixed signals, no guessing, no emotional games. The fog that once surrounded this connection is lifting. Both sides are being shown truth, not emotionally, but spiritually. And spiritual clarity changes behavior naturally. My beloved soul, there were seasons when you carried more than your share. You held space. You waited in silence. You hoped quietly. God saw every moment. You chose patience over pressure. And now He is honoring that endurance. The obstacles that once blocked communication are losing influence because fear is being replaced with courage. The distance that once felt painful is being replaced with understanding. God is not forcing anyone. He is awakening willingness. Do not leave yet. Heaven has more to reveal. Because what is being aligned now is not just a meeting of hearts. but a meeting of purpose. This connection is meant to support growth, not distraction, to bring peace, not confusion, to walk alongside destiny, not compete with it. That is why God took his time. That is why shortcuts were blocked. That is why counterfeit connections never lasted. He was protecting the integrity of what is real. You may sense a quiet confidence rising within you. Not excitement, not obsession, but assurance. That assurance is your spirit recognizing divine order. You are no longer chasing signs. You are becoming one. And when you embody alignment, what aligns with you finds you naturally. God is removing obstacles by shifting you into position. Once you are positioned correctly, movement becomes effortless. My beloved soul, if you remain till the end, the final word will change everything. Because the most important obstacle God removes is doubt. Doubt in yourself, doubt in love, doubt in timing. And as doubt dissolves, trust takes its place. Trust in God, trust in the process, trust in what is unfolding without force. This stage is sacred, honor it, because what comes next will not require waiting. It will require presence. My beloved soul, what unfolds at this stage is subtle yet undeniable, because God is now removing the final layer of resistance, the kind that hides beneath logic and patience, the kind that survives even after healing. This is the layer where hope once learned to brace itself, where expectation learned to stay quiet, to avoid disappointment. God is touching that place now, not forcefully, not suddenly, but with precision that only heaven can apply. You may notice yourself no longer rehearsing worst-case scenarios. You may notice your heart no longer preparing for loss before receiving joy. This is not numbness. This is trust being restored at its root. For a long time, you learned how to wait without complaining. You learned how to love without guarantees. You learned how to stand still while everything inside you wanted movement. God saw that discipline. He saw how you restrained your impulses, how you chose dignity over desperation, how you refused to manipulate outcomes even when you could have. That restraint is now becoming the reason obstacles are being removed, effortlessly. Heaven responds to maturity, and you have reached it. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because what God is doing now is sealing alignment. He is ensuring that when paths cross, they do not cross briefly. He is stabilizing emotions so that recognition does not create fear. He is clearing misunderstandings before they can form. You are being prepared to receive without suspicion, to listen without defensiveness, to speak without fear of being misunderstood. These are not small shifts. These are the foundations of lasting connection. The obstacle God is removing now is emotional timing. In the past, even when opportunity appeared, readiness had not yet arrived. One heart would lean forward while the other leaned back. One would hope while the other hesitated. But heaven does not join imbalance. It corrects it first. That correction has been happening quietly. Both sides have been learning the same lesson through different experiences. Both have been stripped of illusions. Both have been led back to truth. And truth always recognizes truth. Stay with me till the end. Something powerful is waiting for you, because this is where surrender replaces effort. You are no longer trying to figure out how it will happen. You are no longer monitoring signs with anxiety. You are allowing God to do what only God can do. That surrender is not weakness, it is authority. When you stop interfering, divine order takes over completely. My beloved soul, the silence you experienced before was not emptiness. It was recalibration. God was adjusting internal compasses, redirecting attention, realigning values. And now that recalibration is complete, movement becomes natural. You will not need to push. You will not need to convince. You will not need to explain your worth. The connection will recognize you without effort, because recognition comes from alignment, not persuasion. Do not leave yet. Heaven has more to reveal. Because the obstacle being removed now is fear of vulnerability. God is teaching you that love does not require armor. That being seen does not equal being hurt. That openness does not lead to loss when timing is divine. This is why your heart feels softer without feeling exposed. You are not opening because you are naive. You are opening because you are safe. There is a calm authority growing within you, a knowing that does not need validation, a readiness that does not demand guarantees. This is the posture of someone aligned with heaven. And when you stand in this posture, what is meant for you approaches without resistance. God is not rushing the outcome. He is preserving its quality. My beloved soul, if you remain till the end, the final word will change everything. Because the last obstacle God removes is the need to control the outcome. Once that dissolves, peace takes over fully. And peace is the confirmation that alignment is complete. What comes next will feel natural, grounded, and unmistakably right. My beloved soul, now you are standing in the space where heaven and earth quietly agree, where effort dissolves and expectancy becomes gentle, because God is not preparing you anymore. He is positioning you. This is a subtle but powerful difference. Preparation teaches endurance. Positioning creates inevitability. And what is happening now belongs to inevitability. You may not feel urgency, but you feel steadiness. You may not feel impatience, but you feel awareness. That awareness is not random. It is your spirit sensing proximity. Not proximity defined by distance, but by alignment. When alignment reaches a certain depth, movement no longer needs permission from circumstances. For a long time, you thought the obstacle was time. You thought if only things had happened earlier, it would have been easier. But God knew earlier would have broken what later will preserve. Timing is not about convenience. It is about capacity. And now, your capacity has expanded. You can hold love without fear. You can receive attention without questioning motives. You can experience closeness without losing yourself. This is why God waited. Not because he enjoyed your waiting, but because he protects what he values, and you are valued. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because this is the phase where many miss the miracle by expecting fireworks. Divine movement often arrives quietly. It feels like peace before it feels like joy. It feels like clarity before it feels like excitement. God is teaching you to recognize alignment without drama. The obstacles being removed now are dissolving so smoothly that you may not even notice them leaving. Old assumptions are fading. Old narratives are losing relevance. The story you told yourself about how this would end is being rewritten gently. You may sense a growing neutrality toward outcomes, not detachment, but trust. This is crucial. When trust replaces anticipation, heaven has full access. God is not asking you to stop caring. He is asking you to stop bracing. There is a difference. Bracing prepares for impact. Trust prepares for reception. And reception is what this season is about. Stay with me till the end. Something powerful is waiting for you. Because the obstacle God is removing now is the expectation of pain. You learn to associate love with cost, to believe that depth must include suffering. God is correcting that belief. Love aligned with heaven does not arrive through exhaustion. It arrives through resonance. You will not need to prove your worth by enduring uncertainty. Certainty will meet you naturally. My beloved soul, what is unfolding now does not demand action from you. It invites presence. Your role is not to chase, but to remain open, not to predict, but to perceive. God is orchestrating details beyond your awareness. Conversations you are not part of, realizations you did not initiate, decisions being formed quietly. The removal of obstacles includes the removal of confusion from the other side as well. Clarity is being mirrored. Do not leave yet. Heaven has more to reveal, because there is a sacred pause here. A moment where heaven ensures stability before manifestation. This pause is not delay. It is confirmation. It ensures that when movement becomes visible, it is sustainable. You are not being teased with proximity. You are being grounded for permanence. God does not reveal prematurely what he intends to establish deeply. You may feel moments of stillness where nothing seems to be happening. Do not misinterpret them. Stillness is not stagnation, it is alignment, settling into place like a lock clicking shut, like a compass needle finding north. Once that click happens, movement follows without resistance. God is aligning intentions, not just actions. That is why this phase feels inward. It is the final calibration. My beloved soul, if you remain till the end, the final word will change everything. Because the most powerful shifts are the ones that do not announce themselves loudly. They simply change what happens next. You are nearing a threshold where waiting no longer defines you. But this story is not complete yet. Heaven is still arranging details, still adjusting angles, still ensuring that what approaches you does so, in truth, in peace, and in alignment. And what comes next will require your awareness, not your effort, your presence, not your pushing. Because the path is being cleared even now, and the movement has not yet finished. My beloved soul, now hear this carefully, because this is the moment where heaven seals what it has been shaping. The reason God has taken such care, such time, such precision, is because what he is bringing into your life is not seasonal. It is structural. It is not meant to pass through you. It is meant to stand with you, and that is why obstacles were not simply pushed aside. They were dismantled at the root. God did not want anything left that could resurface later and disturb the peace he is establishing now. You are no longer standing in uncertainty. You are standing in readiness. Readiness does not feel loud. It feels grounded. It feels like calm confidence, without explanation. It feels like knowing without needing proof. That knowing inside you is the signal that alignment has completed its cycle. What once felt distant now feels near. Not because distance has changed, but because resistance has dissolved. Heaven does not shorten the path. It removes what blocked it. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because this ending is also a beginning, but not the kind that throws you back into waiting. This is the kind that quietly opens the door you stopped knocking on. God saw the moment you surrendered the outcome without surrendering hope. That moment activated everything. When you released control, heaven stepped in fully. And now, what is approaching you will not test your patience. It will honor it. Stay with me till the end. Something powerful is waiting for you. The love that aligns with divine timing does not rush toward you in chaos. It arrives with recognition. It feels familiar without being repetitive. It feels new without being frightening. You will not need to question its sincerity. You will not need to decode its intentions. Peace will be the confirmation. Consistency will be the language. Presence will be the proof. My beloved soul, the obstacles are gone because they are no longer needed to slow you down. You are ready to move without losing yourself, ready to love without shrinking, ready to receive without fear. God does not remove obstacles until the soul is prepared to walk freely, and now you are walking freely. The season that taught you patience has completed its assignment. The season that brings fulfillment is unfolding. Do not leave yet. Heaven has one final truth to place in your heart. What God joins now will not require striving. It will not demand explanation. It will not pull you into confusion. It will meet you where you are, not where you were. And that is the reward of waiting well. You did not waste your time. You invested it, and heaven has returned that investment with precision. My beloved soul, if you remain till the end, the final word will change everything. Here it is. What is meant for you cannot miss you when you stop standing in your own way. You are no longer in the way. Fear has stepped aside. Doubt has loosened its grip. Control has been released, and now alignment is free to move. The wait is over. Not because you demanded it, but because heaven declared it. God has removed every obstacle between you and what is meant to walk beside you, and what comes next will feel steady, true, and unmistakably right. Type Amen.